I bought this Porsche GT3 to put 100,000 miles on it and maybe one day make it the highest mileage example in the world. However, it's not going to plan. I bought this manual Porsche 991.2 GT3 from none other than legendary Olympic cycling champion Sir Chris Hoy. So back then, Chris had completed around 4,000 miles, and since, I've added another 55,000 miles. So why did it grind to a halt? When I bought the car from Chris, it was crayon color, with a wing, and totally stock. But all of that changed. And since then, it has been through a lot. And that's one of the main reasons that the mileage challenge has been affected. It's changed paint color twice. It's had the wing removed and a ducktail added. It's had a JCR custom exhaust, an RS carbon bonnet, and an entirely new custom interior. And all of these customizations took the car off the road for a massive chunk of time. But the custom interior, by far and away, was the big one, taking the car off the road for months. The journey to 100,000 miles came to an abrupt stop until today. This car needs a major inspection and a serious service is due to fix all of the problems that have been identified. Actually, mate, you better deal with that. Thanks. In fact, there's so many problems with this car that Porsche Perth had to order a few parts.
I've taken the wheels off already to do a few checks and such. Had a look over a few bits and bobs I'll point out to you. But it's a 60,000 mile GT3. You don't get a lot of 60,000 mile GT3s. This is the first one that high that I've seen.
How often should it have a belt and filter?
Every 4 years.
Oh, okay. So I'm not like gross neglect there.
No.
It's just it's time for one.
Yeah, so sort of every 2 years you're doing like your oil and filter, brake fluids, cabin filters, pre-air intake filters, brake fluid change.
Okay.
Multiple checks, and then every 4 years you do the likes of your spark plugs, air filters, drive belt. Yours is a manual, so it doesn't get any transmission change until 12 years old.
Oh, really?
PDKs are a bit different. PDKs you tend to do about 6 years or so.
Right.
But it's manual, so 12 years for.
So that's based on age rather than mileage.
Yeah, so it's
runtime.
There's a mileage as well.
Yeah.
It's about 128,000 kilometers. So I'm not very good at conversions.
So at the end of this year, I'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be fine. We'll do it.
Yep.
What we do as well, we do something called a pre-val, which is a vehicle analysis log. It runs just a diagnostics report of the car, see if there's any faults, fault codes, anything relating. And then also what we do is we check your air gaps. So sports cars, you've got your caliper with your brake pads for your foot brake onto the disc. Inside this disc we have shoes, like old school brakes, shoes and drums. So they're inboard shoes. Which operates your parking brake.
There's a drum brake inside that?
Yeah, there's two shoes that sit like that, and then when you actuate your parking brake, it just pushes them out to the inside of this disc, causing your handbrake to go on. So we measure the air gap, which is between the shoe and the inside of this disc.
Right.
The tolerance is between 1.6 and 2.1 millimeters. And if you give me 2 seconds, I printed this out. So we did the air gap check. So your left actuator air gap is 4.52 millimeters. Right actuator air gap, 4.112 millimeters.
So is that saying it's too big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so advice to adjust them.
Okay.
Easy adjust, we'll do that for you because it needs to be between 1.6 and 2.1.
Okay, so it's quite a...
It'll get to a certain gap where it'll bring on a warning and say,
Okay.
You need to do this or your handbrake's not going to work. So
interesting you should say that. That's probably why. Every now and again I do get a e-handbrake error.
Yeah, it's probably because it's getting to a point where it's quite a big gap between the shoe and the inside of the disc.
Makes sense. Maybe that's a curb on a track. Maybe it's
I think so.
A speed bump impact.
The corners of the lower arch, it's quite thin plastic. So we see this quite a lot on the GT cars. These start to wear. There is a screw missing as well. Yeah. We see this quite a lot. Just it's a low car. It's by no means is it an off-roader. Your air ducts here are a bit loose, so I'm going to tighten up those wee T25s just to make sure that they won't rattle about. We've got brake air ducts here, or what should be brake air ducts, because we're missing the lower half of this one, and we're missing this one.
Totally missing that one.
We've got
that's snapped off.
Yeah, it's totally snapped.
This one's snapped.
Totally snapped.
Look. So there's supposed to be like a cooling duct, like a tray. Well, in fact, if you come here, there's supposed to be one of these cooling ducts that blows air on the back of the disc. that is totally sheared off here. So there's a little bit of TLC, to say the least.
A wee bit, do you know?
Yeah, okay.
By no means is it the worst I've seen.
Okay, well that's always a bonus.
You'll see the sort of condition of the drive belt. It's almost getting a bit sort of glazy and a bit shiny. Just it's been on for a long time. And if I compare that to a fresh one that actually has some writing and such on it as well, it's quite different. So that's a 4-year-old belt there. Great things about the GT3s, obviously we've got a big filter there. We drain these in 2 separate locations. We drain it on the actual lower part of your engine and your oil tank as well. Most of the oil is kept in your oil tank. Right. So
when you drain this, will you be looking for any excess filings in there or anything as well?
Yes, we check. I'll always take an oil sample, make sure there's not any excessive oil filings. Always check your oil filter, as well. That's your wheel alignment. Just a few wee red spots there.
Wow.
Have you ever adjusted the height on this?
Not the height, no.
So it's slightly lower than standards.
Right.
It's just out of the sort of parameters of height, including tolerance. So I wasn't sure if it was.
I don't think so.
Something that was adjusted by yourself. It's not it's not horrifically out. It's just below the tolerance of ride height, both front and rear.
Well, everything on the suspension's stock, and we've not done anything with it.
Whenever I do GT services and such, I'll always completely take these apart, clean them up. There wasn't a lot of grease on these center locks, and I'll always take these out because the way these sit in, so we pop that in there, and this is like a secondary locking pin for our center lock. So these ribs here go onto lock into here as well.
Okay, so those bite in there?
Yeah, and it's just a secondary locking system, so that will never be able to counter turn and come off and loosen. So we need these to move inside the hub as well.
Right.
So I'll always take it out, we clean up in here. I've cleaned this side actually. I'll blow all that out, but what I've done is I've cleaned all the threads and such on it. If I show you the driver's side, I've not cleaned one. The not clean one. It's, to be honest, that's not horrific, but there's a bit of corrosion and such that will build up on them.
Yeah. I see.
And the last thing we want is that secondary locking system to almost seize in
jammed in there.
Yeah. This is a bit hello darkness, my old friend. Unfortunately, we've got.
Oh my God! There's a massive screw in this one.
Big screw there, a tiny nail there.
You're joking.
It is punctured.
That is punctured.
So jumped in the car to bring it in. Tire pressure warning light on. Sprayed it with some soapy water, and it's fizzing. So
bubbling.
Couple of rear tires, unfortunately.
Okay.
Had to be the rears, the wider ones. But
Great.
Fronts are fine though. The fronts are okay. Still loads of tread. It's unfortunate because there's actually still loads of tread on the rears as well. But because they are punctured, it's 2 brand new tires, unfortunately. The pads are fine, actually. The pads are doing great.
I'm just doing mental calculations as I go around this car going, okay.
We always like to double check, but your pads...
That would be the biggest bill, would be a set set of carbons. That would suck.
The compound of these pads with the carbon ceramics is they last a hell of a lot longer than a traditional cast iron brake and brake pads. So the wear on them is very minimal, to be fair. So you're not looking bad.
I'm going to be interested to see the condition of the back of this front bumper, because the last time it was the back of the front bumper, the inside of it, because it has interfaced with some wildlife, and I know in the back of there is a patch job because we were never able to source a front bumper in time. As it happens, the Badger was already dead, and it was in the middle of an off-ramp, like a slip road.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I came off the motorway at motorway speed, and as I came around what was quite a tight off-ramp, there's what looked like a small bear, in that it was massive. And do you remember I pulled in and it was rank, and we just came in and looked at the front splitter and it was just cracked.
It doesn't look horrific inside, actually.
That's quite remarkable.
You'll be fine.
Great.
So see, when I do a health check or if I'm doing a service, I always write everything in a notepad. I've got about 5 or 6 of these notepads completely filled up in my toolbox. So I just like to keep a little reference.
That's for our car.
Yeah, the whole thing. To be honest, it's not bad because in terms of interior, apart from it being very, very different,
very orange.
It is literally just your switch pack for your frunk and your boot.
Check it out. Oh, hello, old friend.
It's the blue.
Oh. Yeah, there's some blue carbon in here, and
I'd love to see how they do this.
It's really extensive. The upper trim of a car is challenging, but not the end of the world. The lower trim, things down here, seat trim was standard-ish, but all of these tiny little things, as soon as you want to color code everything, becomes a bit of a nightmare.
So I take it, you see the blue? Is it like a film that goes over the pre-existing carbon fiber?
This is a actual clear coat tint, so that's effectively paint.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a big job, but it's made it fun, you know.
Definitely.
Like getting in it's a sense of occasion, you know, it's nuts. When we took this in for its interior work, just being frank, the Alcantara was pretty gammy. Because at that point we'd done like 55,000 miles of driving, and it was just rough. And now you get in it and you hold a fresh Alcantara wheel, but look at the dash saying 60,000 miles. It sort of doesn't stack. As a result, it just feels fresh, you know, inside. The outside is not, but even not so fresh.
For 60,000 miles, your gearbox is solid. The clutch as well.
Yeah,
like
it's decent. It's decent, man. Yeah. It's interesting, I've just got out of that ST, and actually the throw of this box isn't much different in terms of the actuation of the box. I'm not talking about the flywheel and all of that jazz.
We're going to time it to see how quickly we can take the rear end of a 911 off. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, let's go. So 7 minutes, 39 seconds, bumper off, ready to go. So we'll just take this support brace off, air filter box out, get into the back to get to the drive belt. So there's a lot of vacuum systems on these GT3s, and it's kind of Porsches in general. And you've got a little like waste vacuum pipe bit that goes into our intake, and that's all not really sitting correctly. That wasn't even plugged in. Yeah, it was just dangling out. It's not the greatest. Potentially what that is because James has got an aftermarket exhaust on it, it doesn't need the sports exhaust flaps. So they're vacuum operated and they come from a solenoid up here. So it's potentially just related to that. But we'll get the airbox off now. One of the telltale signs a lot of when it comes to GT products, should I say, sorry, if it's been tracked, is these are filled with stones, more so on the RSs, because the RSs you've got your side intakes, they just stones constantly, but there's nothing in here. For comparison, there's some brand new ones, definitely worth doing. Like I said as well yesterday, you know, they've not been done in 4 years, so definitely get a new fresh set of filters in there. So we're going to drain the oil out of the sump just now. We've got 2 drain points on the GT3s. And you can see not a lot of oil comes out of this sump because most of it's held in our oil tank just here. Obviously, race car, last thing you want is oil starvation, especially on these flat engines. So Porsche adopt the oil tank for their GT cars and even their older turbo models as well, just to ensure that that engine will never be starved of oil. So if I show you here, this is our special tool we use to measure carbon ceramic brakes. You'll see a little laser will come out there and it measures the density of the disc. So we need to make sure it's within calibration. So you see here we're looking for a number of 59.9, give or take 2.0, and we want our laser to be in between those lines. So if I turn it on, we should see that the laser's within the lines. We're 61.2, 61.3, so we are within tolerance. So we're fine with that, so we can use this tool. Pop that back. This is going to be a bit of a Blue Peter moment. So I've started to fill out a little table that we do, and if I show you on the discs, we have 3 points on our carbon ceramics. You'll see 3, 2, 1, and there's a 6. If we take number 3 for instance, we've got 61 and 45. When this comes out at the factory and it's brand new, you're looking at a number of about 61. When it gets to 45, that's it, completely worn, 100% worn. Our little laser, we line it up with the center laser of our number, which is 55.3, we'll say. On our offside front disc, at 0.1 we're 18% worn, 0.2 we're 16.43% worn, and 0.3 we're 25% worn, which gives us an average wear of 19.81. So it's a nifty wee tool that we devised here, just so you don't have to do all the calculations in your head or on a calculator every time. You kind of want a bit of brake bias as well towards the rear, because the majority of your weight on a GT3 is at the rear with the engine and the transmission, so these can work a bit harder. So yeah, we're going to expect to see roughly a similar amount anyway. So 48.87 on that one. So they're both about 48 to 49% worn.
Okay, so in total then, for everything that needs to get that thing to like Porsche approved standard.
No
Where are we?
So the total would be 4,591.27 plus 2,754 and 10 would total £7,345.37.
Right.
Total.
Okay, so that's the cost of the last 2 years worth of neglect and tampering. If you amortize that across 59,000 miles, it's not that bad.
No.
It's not too bad. Thanks a lot.
No bother.
We're going to get that done then and keep it
Have your
nice and
car nice
and
you
clean.
to the
There you go.
room.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
No bother.
So next time I bring it back, I'm hoping it's going to have, I don't know, let's call it 60,000 miles now. It's on 59,560. At the end of this season, it's like being reunited with an old friend.